The next one that I want to talk about is the Epic from Leapfrog, and I'll go ahead and start it up. You can see it's got my son's little profile, and right away it seems like it's very kid-centric. You can see it's much more adorable than the Fire. It's got a nice layout. I can go into his profile and access it. And at first blush, it looks great because there's some cool animation going on, but then that's really where it ends. Because aside from icons like the camera that we have here, the other icons that are on here aren't necessarily intuitive for, say, a 4 or 5-year-old that doesn't necessarily know how to read, which is the audience that we're buying this for. And so there are these different icons in here, but it's not necessarily clear to him exactly what many of these are since he's not reading. One of the things that he tries to go into all the time is a shopping cart because he wants to buy games. And when he comes into the shopping cart for games, let me go ahead and get this to portrait because it doesn't always auto-rotate. As you can see, when I come into this, once he goes in the shopping cart for games, he can come in and maybe he wants to choose this particular one. He doesn't know what it is, but he just decides he's going to pick it. He goes in here, and none of it's geared toward him. This is the kid's view, but he can't actually read any of this. Plus, there's all kinds of specifications and other information. The good news is he can't actually buy a game, but it doesn't necessarily explain anything to him either. It's not spoken. He has no idea how to use it. If I want to get out of it and go to the parental view, I have this icon up top for the parents. I can choose it, and then I have to put in a parent lock code. Totally fine. And once I do that, you'll see that this layout is much easier to follow than what we saw with the Kindle Fire. It's much more intuitive. I've got my child controls. I don't have to keep logging in and putting on information or passcodes just to come in and see my kids' information. So that's a really nice feature. It definitely keeps the parents in mind to that regard. But the one thing that is really frustrating is the apps. And you'll see this here in a second when it loads. I come in here and take a look at some of these. They're just too darn expensive. All of the apps are like $9, $10, $12, and the challenge is there's no demo set up. It's a lot of money to invest in an app, especially when it's an app that your child may outgrow pretty quickly.